No one is coming. No one is coming. We sit there and we think through and deal with the things that we do within our lives that we want to have changed or to become or do or be. And when we recognize that, it feels like a sledgehammer to our chests. That for real recognition that no one is coming. Not to fix it, not to change it, not to just swoop in at that most perfect magical moment and make things easier. They're not going to make a path clearer, or they're not going to be a weightlifter. No one is coming to save you. And when that really hits you, it can kind of feel like an abandonment. Like your floor is dropping out. But it's also that recognition too that there is this hope. That's kind of been held with that. Underneath everything, there has been this little soft whisper of hope that something will shift, someone will see it, that one's circumstances will change just enough to make that next baby step possible. So we wait. And I know that we don't always do this, purposefully or consciously, but we wait for a rescue that is not coming. Sometimes you can see that big thing coming on the horizon. You can see the unraveling of whatever it is that you're focused on, whatever it is that you're wanting fixed. That way that we wait for this intervention that can stop that bleeding before it goes too far. And we do indeed know that sometimes it can go too far. And it's not because you didn't care, but it's because the waiting in and of itself had its own kind of paralysis. And so what that thing is, when it becomes undeniable, when that wait has gone on long enough and that hope starts to feel like it starts to feel like this story that you've been telling yourself, something's got to give. And what gives is the waiting itself. Now I say that, and then I say this. Some people will hear what I'm talking about and they will call it a lack of faith. This isn't about faith. This isn't about dismissing what you believe or how you believe or what you feel has carried you through those difficult points or difficult times in your life. But it's the recognition that sometimes that saving doesn't arrive the way that we're looking for it to arrive. It just doesn't always come with this wing and a prayer type intervention. Sometimes what's saving you are the tools that have been given to you, that capacity that was already in you, the strength that was already there, those resources of your physical, your mental, your emotional that were already always accessible to and by you. Because, watching what's above you now, you miss what's already in your hands. You miss that magic that is you. You missed that magic because the magic you were waiting for was never going to look like magic. It was going to look like a decision. It was going to look like a hard choice and something that required you. And because it required you, because it didn't arrive from outside of you, it didn't feel like an answer. Mm. So we just you sit in that space with the tools just sitting by your side. But on the other side of that, one has to recognize. One has to recognize that if no one is coming, then the moving is yours. The choosing is yours. The decision is yours. The saving is yours. And it's not because you have to do it alone. And it's not because support doesn't matter or help isn't real or that one's community has no place in this. It's because no one else has the access to your life, to the inside of your life. No one can make the decision that only you can make. No one else can take the steps that have your name on it. And that is not abandonment. That is sovereignty. And that sovereignty, it doesn't tip into you as some type of light on, light off feeling. It really hits you just as a recognition, just like an internal aha moment that you have been here. You've been here through all of it. And you're still standing, you're still moving, and you are still breathing. And that indeed, it means something. It means that you already have what you've been waiting for someone else to bring you. You already have the permission. And it turns out you also already have the power. No one is coming. But you are enough to begin. Sit with yourself there and continue traveling.